Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La Land on today, Miracle Monday. I would say that it's all about intention, and I would say that if there's one job I would want other than mine, it might be yours. Ron Robinson's in the house. He's an icon in Los Angeles. If you've been to a Fred Siegel or anywhere in this town, you have seen his ability to curate some of the most fabulous designs we have.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Be careful what you wish for.
Well, I am good at shopping, just so you know.
That's perfect.
Well, Ron, we know you have curated Cool for over 40 years, and you've got an incredible new line of products or evolved products. So what's new?
Well, it's, you know, new is always something that I'm searching for, because that's the goal and the business and the incentive for what I do. So it's really an evolution more than brand new, because it always adds, there's always something happening to it. I started this, as you mentioned before, I'm in the apparel fashion business, I'm in the home design business, and I'm in the cosmetic and beauty business as well in my retail stores. But frankly, 20 years ago, I started making my own fragrance, but I made it in a way that nobody has before, with 100 women across the United States communicating over the internet. Now, this was before there was social media.
Wow.
This was just when the internet started coming up, and I had this idea and I fulfilled it. I went and I created I had an email sent out to 100 customers on our internet site, and I said, how would you like to be part of a group that helps me create our signature fragrance? And I got 100 yeses. I went to some of our celebrity customers in store. I went to Drew Barrymore and Jennifer Gardner and Macy Gray and Lila Ford and asked them if they would do this project too. And we did this over 8 months. And now, 20 years later, this is absolutely our hero, amazing fragrance. And this was the first product I made, just like this in a roll-on called If. And this one's a pure oil. May I?
Yes.
So you can just, there's no alcohol in this one, please.
Oh, it smells so good.
Oh, wow.
And,
You were
and just
way
let
ahead
it
of the
sit.
time, because oils are all the rage these days, but you know.
And
you were
I
way
did it
ahead.
because we were a little company that couldn't compete with the major companies out there. I couldn't have the billboard and the model and the bottle that, you know, was the ode to whatever. So we did it in a way that nobody had applied it before, in a piece that you can actually drop. It doesn't break. It's got a texture to it. It's wonderful.
Wow.
There's no alcohol. And I got so much press because it was uniquely done. It wasn't the typical way. Since, of course, we've moved into eau de parfum some years ago, and the new evolution is I gave it a new group of clothes. I gave it a new cover. It was clear, and I just have, in the last several years, really loved white on white on white. I just love that whole look. So
Right.
I made a matte finish white bottle
Love that.
with
And look,
pearlescent.
So, Ron, how would you describe the scent of If?
So it's very interesting, because when we did this development with 100 women, we sent A, B, and C unknown fragrance that we created in our offices out, and we got responses. And we recreated, here's where art and science meet, and it was a beautiful change that occurred, because we would read responses and interpret them and come again with something new. At the end of 8.5 months, we had a fragrance that 80% of all of these people, I didn't even know they were women at the beginning. We asked later on, what's your sex? And we knew then they were women. And 80% agreed on one fragrance. And it is If. And the notes in it are very citrus top notes, beautiful white flowers in the middle, and what we call a Pacific musk, a fresh, clean musk that we created. And the words to describe it are romantic and sexy and feminine, although I'm very limited to how I can say feminine, because we don't put a gender on any of our fragrances, on male or female. And actually we sell it in Japan, and it's probably 40-60 in Japan, female to male.
Right.
A lot of males wear it.
Oh, interesting. Right,
Very
yeah.
interesting.
So, and look at this gorgeous one. You have a new
thank you.
thing with Missoni, right? It's a new partnership.
Well, it's a partnership that I started with Missoni. They came and we did a collaboration with Missoni Home. And I did this in 2013 with Rosita Missoni. And
We're really falling off the shelves here.
it's a bull in a china closet. But it was restarted only a month and a half ago. We got an email from Missoni. We said, we really enjoyed that program. Let's do it again. So we're in the middle of producing that. And I brought this just to sort of highlight that. But
You have great taste, because first of all, I love white. How can you go wrong with white? And then one of the favorite colors is Missoni. Like, I mean, you've like hit it across the board.
All colors.
Right?
I mean,
They're
it's
all
amazing, the colors. There's actually almost 30 colors in this grouping here. But all of these things, the candles, we won Interior Scent of the Year for 8 out of our 12 scents. The other nominees were Bottega Veneta of Italy and L'Artisan Parfumer of France, Crabtree, Evelyn, Bond Number 9, and little old us that, or little young us.
I didn't think little anything, right?
Yeah. So that it's been really a new creative venture that just stimulates me, and I never knew that I could have this kind of an experience from making it. I thought it was going to be terrific just to make a signature fragrance. But the real part that's carrying me forward is the part about how I take a thought, a dream, an idea, and it then evolves into a 4-dimensional product.
Right.
It's 3-dimensional.
But isn't that the power of intention? That's what we're talking about today. And you you impact, who knows how many people you impact, because everyone looks to Los Angeles for these things, and then it goes out through the influencers and through the celebrities and through whatever. So what is that like for you to know that your intention, your thought has created X, Y, and Z, and then had this ripple effect, cause and effect?
It's fulfilling, and it's surprising on a lot of levels. When I went first to Japan, I've been going to Japan since 1982. But when I went with IF, and my friends there told me, well, you're not going to sell fragrance in Japan. They're not going to, they buy fragrance just as a gift with a very famous logo on it. And I said, no, I'm selling to a different audience. Just introduce me to stores where there's young, hip, cool people, and let me go. Just let me go in there. And today, like I said, we've got 60-40 female male. Our volume in Japan, and it started with, as you say, celebrities talking about it. Pop artists and what have you would say, I'm using IF. And if you Instagram Apothea or Apothea IF, you'll see hundreds of pictures from Japan where people are shooting the picture of a bottle of IF or this roll-on, and they love it. And that's really amazing. And it, of course, stimulates me to do more.
Of course, yeah, of course.
What do you think, Rob, is the greatest business lesson you've ever learned, applied, and has led to your success? There was one thing that you said, man, this is the one thing that I did right that led to. I know it's probably a lot of those.
No, I'm always looking at what I haven't done well enough. And I learned that a long time ago. I always want to, I don't want to expect that I'm the best. I want to expect that I want to be the best. I want to be better. And that's the driver that I think is important for any entrepreneur, to say, I'm not there, I want to be there. How do I get there?
The incessant improvement.
Yeah, and not ever be complacent that you're there. So when I was asked a similar question, what would I have done differently? I always say I would have been more bold. I would have put myself out there a little more. And I've learned along the way to do that. I'm thankful that we, in business, the lessons are: don't get overextended, do what you can do, manage your business properly. All of the things that you have learned or will learn as an entrepreneur,
You'll learn anyway.
you will learn quickly.
Well, such great
And
work.
how do you move that forward?
Totally.
So those are the keys.
Well, tell people where they can find all the goodies.
Well, certainly at Ron Robinson and ronrobinson.com. So we have 2 retail stores in town, one on Melrose, one in Santa Monica,
Yes.
where I
Which I see every day.
where I'm thankful. Thank you. And if you're in the South Bay, Montage Resort, Barney's carries it here in the United States. We have a lot of stores that are carrying it. Of course, apothea.com is the easy way, and we just redid the website, so I'd like to hear how it works.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much.
I thank you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thank you.
So
You're
grateful. Stay
terrific.
tuned. We'll be right back with more on Good Morning LaLa.
Thank you.